Hello everybody, it's me, Riffraff Hornhelm, and I'm back again with another presentation from the Dwarven Vault, and today we have a monster review. This is another mundane creature, as is one of the over 100 entries in the original monster manual for use with basic Dungeons & Dragons and Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, or what's typically called 1E today. I will link a video to the end of this talking about mundane creatures, but this mundane creature is the giant squid. Another creature that pops up in books and movies, and everybody knows what the giant squid is and was considered at the time of the writing of these books to be a cryptid and not something that had been really proven by science. At least not in the general public knowledge, and wasn't for several decades really after that. So the giant squid is a 12 hit dice creature. That's very significant right there. It's very large. Okay, we're talking anywhere from 30 to, well, some reports more than 100 feet long. It has 8 tentacles. Each one of those tentacles can do, I believe it's 1 to 6 or 1 to 8 points of damage. And then it also has a bite, and the bite is 5 to 20. It's a very, very tenacious creature once it attacks. And if you want to escape, more than likely, if a tentacle wraps around you, it's either going to bind one or both arms and legs and reduce the chances that you have. It's in the book in terms of actual percentages. Reduce the chances that you have of fighting by applying ever greater minuses on your 2-hit roll. Now, the armor class on this creature varies a bit. The body is encased in, as it says in the book, in a hard shell, and that has a AC of 3. The tentacles have a AC of 7, and each of them can take 10 points of damage, and at that point they're severed. But still, that's a lot of tentacles, and they're obviously very long and snaky, whippy, and suctiony. So you got to be careful. This creature really sucks. And it has little pointed, like, teeth on the end of the suckers. It's really nasty. So the giant squid, though, is something that, you know, perfect for a water adventure. No, it even says in here, though it can drag small ships underneath water, that's going to be kind of up to your DM. The idea that it drags like a big sailing vessel underwater, that's more like a kraken than something like a giant squid. But at the same time, it still can attack a boat like that and throw its arms up there and seek out people to drag down into the water, which is what it does. It'll drag the victim in underneath the water where it pulls it up to its beak and munches it up. Pleasant critters. Now, they're not smart. They're, neutral. They really don't care. They're just looking for food. But they are very good in their environment. Now, there's one other thing here is that, of course, it can squirt ink, but it tends not to do that unless you sever a number of its tentacles. I think if it gets to like 6 or something like that, it takes off. It'll drop everything and run. And of course, on running is when it'll squirt a great big cloud of squid ink and you can't see what the hell happened to it. So in a adventure on the water or underwater, this could be a very fearsome opponent. But you're not going to run into one down the street. And of course, us dwarves, in underground caverns and so forth, how often do we run into giant squids? Well, never. I don't want to say that it hasn't happened to a dwarf who's been out as a part of an adventuring party, but normally, no, never. Of course, the gaming world's a little bit different, and we went out to the greater Hornhelm community and asked both the dungeon masters and the players as to, well, okay, the giant squid, what do you think? And all the DMs had used them before. They said they were perfect for harassing adventurers who are at sea, either in a larger ship or a smaller ship, especially a smaller ship. And they said, yeah, I would quite like these. I don't think my players liked it very much, but you know, they gave it a pretty good ranking. They said 5.5. Myself, I would have said 5 to 6, so I can't really disagree that much. In talking to the players, they seem to not like these. Oh well, happens. They came back and they gave it a good solid 6. Some gave it a 6.5. They said that they caused a great deal of problem. They were not easy to get rid of, and you know, they ended up losing party members to it, or at least sailors on the ship, things like that. I don't know. I mean, it's not magical, so it doesn't scare me that much. It doesn't have any magical resistance. Regular weapons can do their thing on it. I mean, the best thing it has are the tentacles that kind of grip you. If you get pulled into the water and it gets you with its beak, well, yeah, that's a lot of damage too. But, you know, don't do that. Be my first recommendation. But overall, yeah, a very imposing creature. It's one that'll get your party's pulses racing and so forth. But not as dangerous as you might think. Definitely something worth using, but also something that you can handle. So, that, my friends, is the Giant Squid. We hope you found this interesting, amusing, educational, all that kind of good stuff. If you did, leave us a like. Consider subscribing if you haven't. Drop us a line, share with your friends. But by all means, come back and see us again real soon. Thank you so much for your very kind support. Take care, everyone, and remember, dwarves rock!